Okay, I'm back, and I got some chocolate almonds in my teeth, actually. It's not very pleasant, but hey, they were delicious. And I also had to, unfortunately, clean up some cat vomit, which is just, you know, that's always fun. Fucking cats. Okay, so Treetops is a level that stumped a lot of people, I know, including me when I was a kid. Now, here's the thing. Ignore everything and chase this green thief. Just follow him, and you will have a much easier time. Because he's gonna get to a really convoluted, hard-to-reach spot. What the hell was that key doing there? I don't remember that being there. I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to be there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just ignore the dragon, just follow this guy, because otherwise he will get away from you. And you're not going to know how to get back to him, but because he's going to jump over here, go the opposite way up a supercharge ramp, and then you go off of this ramp here, and from here you can just glide and you'll be okay. But this dragon and everything on this little island here is just like, I was missing this for the longest time, and it didn't even occur to me to like chase this thief, because you have to remember that I was playing this game like back in the days before game facts and shit, so it was pretty like, figuring this out was hard.
That was quite a ride, Spyro.
No shit.
You learned a lot since you were a young glider.
Yeah, well, you could have found an easier spot to get stuck.
Calling him out on his bullshit, and he's just like shrugs his shoulders like, man, I don't even know. 55 dragons. 55 is a wonderful number. When I was a kid, 55 was actually my favorite number. It's not anymore. Well, actually, I mean, I still like it. There aren't really any numbers that I hate. Because there are a lot of people that are, like, superstitious about certain numbers, you know, like... The one that immediately comes to mind is, like, 13 as being unlucky.
Greetings, Spyro. For an amazing tour of the treetops. Don't just stop at one supercharge.
Yes, supercharges stack. But 13 can also be, like, a number that is, like a lucky number for people. And okay, so the other thing that I have to say is, what are these guys throwing at you? Because I always thought it was feathers when I was a kid, and I was like, well, how does that even work? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like some big yellow chicken feathers or something like that. Like, you know, cartoony, you know? But they have this, like, weight to them, and they knock you all the way back, and it's like, well, clearly they're not feathers. And so it occurred to me they might be bananas, but it's like, well, that doesn't make a lot of sense either. Where are these guys getting the bananas? This is another little spot that I always have to, remember about. I forgot that one gem right there, that red. It trolled me when I was doing my practice file of this game, and I spent like 20 minutes, I swear to God, running all around this place. I didn't even think to look there, because I was like, well, I was on that island already. I picked up all of the gems. A little bit of skipping, but that's, you know, isn't that the usual on this channel? I was totally wrong about the skipping happening when the video splits up with fraps. That's not what happens at all, actually. It's, I don't know what causes it. It just kind of happens randomly, really. Oh, so, how's everybody doing? Today is Monday, November something? 18, I think? I want to say 18? Yes, 18. Because I have to give a speech on Thursday, which is the 21st, which is always fun. I'm pretty sure there's nothing over here, but just to check. Make it doubly sure. So one thing about this level is that you are going to backtrack a little bit, and we are at the beginning now, which is kind of cool, but you may have noticed that there's a branching path off in this direction, and this is going to take you somewhere completely different. And we're actually going to chase a second thief here, and he's going to end up on the top of the island where the return home portal is. So we just want to chase him. You can't flame him, actually, like, beforehand. This guy is, fortunately, it's a lot easier to figure this one out. Because he just kind of goes up here, and the path just kind of naturally it's like, oh, well, obviously I should jump over here because there's nowhere else to go. That green guy is just so hard because it's like, who would think to go backwards up a supercharge ramp? Alright, so we can just flame him and get the pink. You know, we got 2 in the pink right here. Actually, yeah, because we had those 2 pink gems that each of the thieves had. Which is cool. There's a lot of gems up here, which is also very cool. I always like gems. Gems are good. And I believe we're pretty much on track to finish everything here. We just kind of got to get through the pre-ramble stuff. No, not the pre-ramble. Just all the other little things, like this gem case right there is a little annoying to get. Actually, it's not that bad, because if you end up following the supercharge that we just took chasing the red thief, that actually naturally points towards that right there. Or maybe it's the other supercharge with the green thief. I can't remember exactly. But all I know is that we're getting a concerning amount of frame skipping. And we're just gonna kind of backtrack through here right now. I don't know what's going on, because I don't really have anything going on my computer right now. And don't forget about these guys over here, these banana fools. And like, you see, the way that they fell apart, I'm pretty sure it is bananas. But they always looked like feathers falling apart to me when I was a kid. Alright, there's a one-man around here somewhere. A one-up. Of course, in the other Spyro games, the one-ups were all the shiny butterflies and bottles. So, are there gems over here? Yes. Yes, there are. Good. I'm glad I remembered those, because that would have been terrible if I forgot about those. Okay. So, I think that the only thing we have left to do is go over back to where the red thief was. Yeah. You know, I do like this level quite a bit, despite all of its, like, backtrackingness. And I am really actually curious to watch a speedrun of this now, because I still haven't done that. But I'm sure there's all kinds of, like, crazy ways you can navigate this level. It always blows my mind what the kinds of, like, things you can do to get around in Spyro games. When I get around to LPing Spyro 2, like, I kind of been debating in my head whether or not I want to show and incorporate some of those level skips, because they are really cool. And I don't think that it would take away from the LP factor of Spyro 2 too much if I were to do an LP of it. But on the other hand, I would probably show them some... Maybe I'll just show them in like a separate episode or something like that, like a bonus thing. I mean, Spyro 2 is such a short game. Well, it can be such a short game if you know what you're doing. What the hell did I just do? Son of a bitch. But that's okay. Fortunately, we can get here another way. Although I think we may still need to backtrack, because I'm pretty sure we're still missing some stuff. Yeah, we aren't going to be able to get that gem up there, which is kind of a pain in the ass. The rectum area, you know. Rectum? Yeah, I'll say. I like how rectum sounds like wrecked him, you know what I mean? Actually, we might be able to grab that gem. Hang on a second here. If we glide over there.
Spyro, if you jump at the end of a supercharge ramp, you can really go far.
We already know that. And then Spyro there says, like, I'm all over it. Like, he's just like a real crazy person. Really funky. Actually, this should be the last of it here, because we still have to open that last gem case, which we'll do right now, assuming we don't miss tragically. There we go. Treetops is done, so we can just leave. And that leaves Metalhead, definitely one of my favorite levels in this game. I don't know. My, like, favorite levels in Spyro always change between these first 3 games, because they're all so good. There are really only very few levels that I can say I don't like in the Spyro universe. And I mean, I know that during this, like, you know, episode 3-ish area, when I was doing World 2, the Peacekeepers. I was like, oh, these levels suck. I'm just like, I mean, I don't hate them. They're still cool levels. It's just I prefer these other things. And I always feel a little bit tedious. So just like the enemies in Dr. Shemp, you don't need to worry about actually... hello, excuse me, mister. If they throw a guy at you and he, like, you miss him, he'll like, fall into the swamp or hit a wall or something like that and kind of die by himself. And then you can pick up his gem, so no need to worry. But this actually, this level has what was my favorite area, and also my favorite camera angle in the entire game for a really long time. The camera angle thing probably still holds true. We got some more Michigan gems over here. Very nice. Because the other thing about the later Spyro games is that they really changed a lot of things. Like, not only did they change the, like, the gems baskets, like the chests, because you went from having these, like, treasure chests to having the baskets and vases. The gems themselves actually look different too. Like, they're colored slightly differently. The blue gems are now, like, they turn into purpley gems. So the dragon's down there, but we don't want to do that yet. And the gems also even got unique cuts. Like, the way that they were shaped, which I thought was just a really cool level of detail. They also got rid of a lot of the really tedious chests, like those jumping ones. I think I said that already. But check this out. There's a platform down there and, like, a broken gate that you can see. And you're like, oh my goodness, can I go down here? Can I go through here? And then it's like you have this whole other, like, area that you've never explored before. And there's a fast way to get upstairs, and I'm just too stupid to know what it is. But there's a key over here, which will save us some time later. I'm hoping that it won't take us that long to go through this place. Because it can if you miss things. Because it is a pretty big level. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest boss level, actually. Although the next one might actually be bigger. I'm not 100% sure. Get the 1-up. We still have... oh no, we did die that once. This is the camera angle, by the way. That right there was just so cool. I just thought that was the best thing when I was a kid. So now we want to glide over here, because we'd hate to have to go through that whole section again. Pick up another 1-up. They're just, I mean, like, they really hand them out to you like candy in this game. I don't think you get quite as many 1-ups as you do in the next 2 Spyro games. But I'm pretty sure that's all the gems, and we can just go here, talk to Sadiki.
This big robot is all charged up to meet you. All charged up to meet you. All charged up to meet you. And the power pole could disrupt its power supply.
That was like the perfect place to get emulator skip right there. That was pretty pro, if I do say so myself. Okay, so look at this right here. You have this big scary robot that has a mohawk, nonetheless. And he's got, like, these poles, and you beat him by destroying his poles. That's how it works. But you can also, like, use the enemies that he throws at you against him. And his own electrical attacks will also destroy the poles. So, and then once you just destroy all the poles, you've damaged him. Now the other cool thing is that you saw he had a whole, like, line of enemies up there. Well, when you defeat, like, a certain stage, they all die at once, so you get all of these gems, which just so happen to be more Michigan colors. Oh, not like I'm biased or anything. So now you can come over here to my second favorite thing in this game, where you've got this, like, waterfall of sludge and this little cave behind it. I mean, it's, like, so dank and dingy, but it's just so cool. Like, I would sleep here. You know what I mean? you probably don't. Unless you watch NCS frequently. Which some of you may. I don't know. Oh, we totally, he died right there. And as you can see, those gems just went directly into us. They just kind of flew our way. Which is really good programming on the part of the developers. I don't know how they could have possibly messed that up in Spyro 3 Enchanted Towers so badly. If anybody knows what I'm talking about here, they are, like... they know what annoyance really means. So he just kind of falls over and dies, which is very nice. And we are almost done collecting gems. Because this is another 500 gem area. Like, soon enough, you start to see, like, everything being 500 gems. And this right here is one of the trickiest jumps in the game to make. Like, you gotta line yourself up really well, and even then I didn't make it, because no hover. It might be easier from this side, actually. I think that's the way you're supposed to do it. Nope. Still not. Man, that's pretty brutal. We're also getting... I don't know why we're getting this much frame skip. We never had a problem with this earlier in the LP. Or at least we had only, like, small incidences of it. But that's okay. It happens to everyone, I guess. There were some pretty funny things that happened on some other LPs that I saw. Like Roam Mithril and his Silent Hill LP. He got skip on Henry asking about his daughter, Cheryl. Have you seen my daughter? Cheryl? 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 Alright, that should be all of the gems. Sweet. Very nice. And we get that cool shot with the moon yet again. Cheryl? 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 That is just annoying. I'm gonna stop right now. So we're done with Beast Makers! Yay! Wow, that was quick. I barely had time to take a leak. Jump in the balloon and I'll show you the Dreamweaver's world. Imagination. This place is just really, like, I don't even know what to make of the levels in Dreamweavers. They are kooky. Kooky levels. And I guess in my grand tradition of being a dumbass, I'm just going to clear out the hub here. So that'll be a cool little thing we can do. Alright, so I have to talk about these enemies right here really quickly. This guy right here, I called him Mr. Big Hand. Because look at that shit right there. That is why you don't masturbate more than once a day. Twice a day. 3 times a day. 4 times a day. I don't have a problem, you guys. Seriously. And I also have to talk about that right there. These, I always called them turkey ladies when I was a kid. Turkey ladies, because they just gobbled. And they are so crazy. I mean, like, look at this right here. Just look at that. They're like, oh shit. And then they just smack you. And obviously they're big metal enemies, but this time you actually have to make them small, basically. We missed a 1 gem over there. A ruby. Ruby. I can't sing to save my life. So we got these little guys over here. They get turned into the big guys. But yeah, it's just a very strange, surrealist world. And the music here is just really great. I think this is actually some of the best music in the entire game in Dreamweavers. Not just the homeworld music, but the rest of the worlds too. So now we actually have to like use this cannon. I'm using this the wrong way too. Because I'm an idiot. Nope, Spyro, get off of that, sir. Alright, but yeah, we've got to make these guys small. Why did that not hit them? What the fuck? You're supposed to hit them. What? Oh my god. I've never had problems with that before. Like, usually I can actually get them both at once. Alright, let's rescue the dragon. The dragon, fuck. Zakomo.
Hello, Spyro. Nicely done. I'll be done when I've toasted that nasty Nork.
Yeah, that's actually coming up pretty quickly. As you can see, we're approaching 60 dragons. And we've really only got a few levels left. This is, what, episode 7 here? Oh, fuck. I'm an idiot. I forgot to do that in my practice run, too. I forgot to make that other turkey lady small. Shit. Yeah, this game is not gonna be very long. I think maybe if I do things like Super Pro, 9 parts, but probably closer to 10. 10 parts is pretty realistic.
The fools you see in this world are invincible, but that does not mean they shouldn't be attacked.
Sounds alright to me.
The fools. Yeah, the enemies in here are all fools. I always liked it when they had, like, collective names of enemies that you could refer to. like the Earth Shapers in Spyro 2. Well, because they had Earth Shapers, but they also had Gear Grinders and a whole bunch of other crazy enemies. Yes. Did that the pro way. The pro way, well, except for that jail, you're actually flaming the fool. Don't forget about those 2 gems right there. Those gems stumped me for a while. I am going to be totally honest right now. They were pretty hard. Okay, I'm trying to think of the way that I want to do this one. Oh yeah, we're going to do Speedway first again, because that only makes sense. I actually think we will have time to do it in this video, because I think it's 15 minutes in? Don't quote me on that, because I don't actually have a good sense of time, but I think I started the video at, like, what, 50 after? Oh, maybe it is closer to 20 minutes. I don't know. What I'll probably do is finish up the hub, and then get on the right side of the cannon. Get on the hub, and then I'll meet you on the, like, outside of the speedway. Actually, the way that we're going to finish it, we're going to end up right in front of the speedway, which is kind of cool. Now I've got to glide all the way over here because I'm an idiot and I should have taken care of this in the first place. The worst part is that it's only a red gem that you get, which, I mean, like, of all of the things you could get, red gem is pretty bad. That was always the worst part, missing 1 gem in a world, and then having to backtrack through the whole thing. It's the reason that I hate getting 99% on tests, too, because it's like, oh, you were so close to getting... Look at how close you were to getting a perfect score. And as a real perfectionist, it always bothered me, like, probably a lot more than it should have. The days of school. Well, I mean... No! No! What are you doing, son? Holy jeez, man. You are so silly. That's okay, because there's stuff that we have to get down here anyway. It's just kind of annoying.
Welcome to the Dreamweavers, young one. While chasing Nasty's minions in this world, you must expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there.
Like, okay, so ever since I heard that dragon say, expect the unexpected and prepare for what is not there, like, I always kind of tacked that on to whenever I had to, like... Because, you know, like, expect the unexpected is, like, such a cliche. Actually, there's some gems I think I'm missing over here. But, I mean, like, that's such a cliche, so whenever I heard it, I always, like, added it in my mind. So this is the other best boss world ever. Jacques. Jacques, he is French. Well, actually, you'll see what he is later. It's pretty cool. Interesting, to say the least. Like, the concept is that, like, Dreamweavers is all, like, the stuff of dreams, you know what I mean? And Jacques' world is like a nightmare. That's what it's supposed to be like. Okay, so I think that the rest of the gems should be here, and I hope they are, because this is actually pretty annoying. That was, like... I don't think that could have possibly been any more pro right there, the way I did that. Alright, now you should be safe if you stand over there. Look at all those gems. Michigan colors for the win! And this should be everything, hopefully, because this is the speedway, and it's a real pain in the ass to get here. 288? 288? Are you kidding me? Oh, it's those ones down there that I saw and was like, oh, I need to get those. God damn it. Well, at least those are the last 12. Ugh. Well, we can at least trek back up the staircase a third time, which I would like to remind you is 2 times too many. We've also got to do this garbage again here. I'm not going to be able to do this quite as well a second time because these guys are really fast. Like, they're pretty crazy fast. I think there's probably a faster way of getting up there. Or at least, like, I'm sure that there's some kind of, like, trick jump you can use to get up there. So next time on Let's Play Spyro the Dragon, we do the speedway, we go through Dreamweavers. It'll be awesome. Have a great day.